Hey guys, welcome back to the Friday Vlog where we discuss activity that goes on here with the BuzWeaver channel. That includes things like current events, headlines that are in the news, pop culture, social media technology, entertainment, and sometimes even sports. Just those things that just come up during the week that I find interesting and want to share with you guys. But I want to thank all of you across New Tech as well as here on YouTube for your guys' continued support.
We start things off from Fox News. Target hit with shareholder lawsuit after Pride backlash damaged stock price. Management only cared whether its leftist stakeholders were satisfied, American First Legal said. Now, I think it is important to point out here that we have discussed this here on the BuzWeaver channel, that if you're going to appeal to all Americans, then appeal to all Americans. Include these, well, differential individuals if you want to in your products, but people are people at the end of the day, right? As I like to see everyone as Americans. So when you single out a group of individuals, even if you think it's for a genuinely good purpose, you're still singling out individual people. And of course, average everyday people are going to be looking at this and saying, okay, so why are these selected groups of people getting some sort of special treatment or pricing or products where we as regular American people aren't being recognized? And that's about as general and as simple as I can put it without going into an overt biased political perspective, because of course I can do that quite easily too. But of course, it kind of reminds me too of children, right? When children are sitting down at the dinner table and they see their brother or sister has more nuggets than they do, or they seem to have more mashed potatoes or whatever. You guys know the story, either growing up yourself or having children, nieces and nephews, or family members. You guys know how it all works out. American First Legal, AFL, on Tuesday filed a shareholder lawsuit against Target in response to their retailer's Pride merchandise that resulted in significant backlash, boycotts, and a drop in stock price. As you guys know, we also covered Anheuser-Busch and the disaster that was BudLight going woke with Dylan Mulvaney. And they have now had to lay people off and shut down breweries. Their third-party groups, their contractors, everybody's losing their jobs at Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch because of that simple idea, that concept to inject wokeness into society, especially something as important or significant to people in America, their beer. Target locations across the country famously stunned customers in May with massive June Pride Month displays were unveiled featuring everything from female-style swimsuits that can be used to tuck male parts to mugs that said gender fluid. Now, I like to play on words there a little bit, I have to admit. The polarizing Pride merchandise also included onesies and rompers for newborn babies, a variety of adult clothing with slogans such as Super Queen, party supplies, home decor, multiple book, and a grow at your own pace saucer platter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for me personally, as a grown human adult male, I have no particular concerns about any of this stuff, but I do understand that regular American people who, for example, have children or young adults that they go to the store with and stuff, I could see that some of this stuff might pique their curiosity and may create a conversation with their parents that might not be very comfortable or might not be appropriate for them to discuss at that particular time. So I can understand why people were having levels of concern. But as I said, as a grown adult human male, this bothers me in no way, shape, or form. People doing what they do every single day. But again, as I said, when you're in a mindset of thinking that you're being righteous by, promoting a certain individual, the idea of equity, ladies and gentlemen, is very simple in certain forms of definitions. And in my own personal definition is that you're pushing people up while pushing other people down, right? So you're lifting people up and pushing other people's down to create this equity. In other words, putting your thumb on the scales to make things equal, when in reality of life, in everyday life, we are all faced with similar, if not all the same challenges every single day. So the idea that you can somehow augment reality by moving the scales around to accommodate individuals is still going to affect other individuals at the end of the day. Just like I said at the dinner table with children, they're still going to have those bickerings over who had more, who has less, who gets more, who's more favorite, all these sorts of things, right? Many customers were outraged, and boycotts caused a variety of banks to downgrade Target stock. Target's Target's market value was over $74 billion before the Pride display made national news, as trade by Dow Jones Market Delta Group, or Data Group Delta. Data Group. As of Wednesday, Target is valued at $60.3 billion. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we have talked about here on the BuzWeaver channel, we take the difficult, we take the complicated, we take the tumult, we take the confusion, and try to break it down into very simple language. And that is, in this instance, both Anheuser-Busch and Target went woke, or more specifically, made the extra effort to single out a particular group of people. And as I said, in general terms, if they want to do this in their stores, I don't have a problem with it. But when you try to include people at the price of excluding people, that's where your problems are going to begin. You see, if you just target everyone, right, and you just put these products out there in certain areas and not make a big fuss about it, like trying to garner attention for yourselves because look at us, how we're putting out these products. Aren't we in the know? Aren't we hip? Aren't we culturally savvy? See, when you do this, other people that are just general everyday people are going to be like, okay, so these people are getting some sort of special attention. They're getting all of this promotion. And meanwhile, I'm over here just trying to buy socks and, pants for myself. And I'm over here trying to deal with all this nonsense that's going on over here down these other aisles and so forth and so on. Now, for me, again, like I said, I don't care. I go to the store, I get what I need, I go to where I need to go, I get what I need to get, and I leave. I save all my political ideology, philosophies, and worldviews for conversation and commentary as I'm doing here on my own channel. Because for me, I'm just going out and doing what I need to do. I can see the absurdity of it all, and I can talk about it, but it doesn't impact me as a grown adult male just on my own. It does not affect me in any way, shape, or form. But I do understand that there are people out there that have young children or ideologies, philosophies, and worldviews that, they don't want to see other individuals' proclivities that they have displayed in a general area, as it were. Now, I'm not saying that the LGBTQ need to make their own stores in their own areas, and I think some of them do have kind of their own shops and stores and stuff that are exclusively for themselves, which is great. If that's what they want to do, absolutely, engage in free market, absolutely, without a doubt. But I just find it kind of fascinating that this is what it's coming to. Everyday average Americans are pushing back a little on this. And I think it's a lot, actually. But the media doesn't cover it with any intensity because, of course, they want to be perceived themselves as being righteous and in the know and culturally aware. And, of course, advertisers on their programming, of course, are going to want to advertise on their programming because of, them falling in line with the social norms that are trying to be introduced here. But nonetheless, guys, that's what I had for you this Friday.
All right, guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this Friday vlog. Thank you for the likes, the shares, and the comments. And, of course, below this video, you can find the various Amazon links. So if you are a Prime member or order frequently from Amazon, be sure to take advantage of that, as well as it helps out the channel when you guys use those links. But nonetheless, guys, that's what I had for you this Friday, as well as your continued support. Your likes and your shares are always appreciated. And, of course, appearing there on the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. Oh, I almost messed that up. And I'll see all you guys right there behind the camera next week.